Hey guys, Black Cherry here. Today I was walking home and I was thinking, what should I say today in my video? And I started thinking about some of the stuff that has happened to me this year, and a lot of it was really sad and depressing. So I thought maybe I should do a list of things that could help people that are going through a lot of pain and they just don't know what to do about it. So I'm going to give you guys a list of how I dealt with some of the stuff that I went through, and this is for breakups and deaths and anything else bad that has happened to you this year or a long time ago. It does not matter. So let me get into this list of ways to deal with pain. Okay, so number one is do not blame yourself. Now this goes for breakups and deaths because a lot of the times we blame ourselves for a lot of things that people have done. And this is like when a guy breaks up with us, we usually blame ourselves. Now unless you really did something to that person to make them do what they did to you, do not blame yourself. You know what I'm saying? But if you were a good person and supportive and tried your best, then really you shouldn't be blaming yourself because it's really their fault. And this is the way I deal with my pain. I will basically tell myself in my head, like if I start thinking to myself, oh, I did something wrong, I start thinking, I can make a list in my head of the things I did, and the things they did. And usually it comes down to they did something. And so do not blame yourself. And that, when I just said, was for like breakups. If someone has died that you loved and something like that, do not blame yourself either because that's only going to make you feel worse about the situation, and it's already bad enough, so do not blame yourself. Like when my dad died, I blamed myself, and I was even more mad when I found out the day my dad died I was with my stupid ass ex. So do not blame yourself for any kind of death, breakup, unless you really did something, you know what I'm saying? But just do not blame yourself because you're going to feel worse, and you really just don't need that kind of thing in your head already. It's bad enough. So do not blame yourself. Number two, do not try harming yourself. Now, a lot of the times when I'm sad, or like this year when I found out my dad died, I was really suicidal. I was thinking about it a lot. And I was really close to just doing it because when you have so much pain on you and so much pressure and it just feels like everything is just going to hell and you just can't deal with it anymore, you start to think that. And I'm not going to be hypocritical and say, don't think it. Well, you shouldn't think it, but you're going to think it sometimes. But all I'm saying is do not cut yourself, do not kill yourself, because at the end of the day, it doesn't help anybody at all. It doesn't help anybody. It's hard for your family to deal with, it's hard for your friends to deal with, and if you feel like you don't have friends or family, and I know some people are not religious, but I think about it as God made me, and it's kind of disrespectful to just kind of end something that He made just because there's just so much pain in your life. And I just, the other thing I didn't want to do it was because my dad did it, and that affected me in a whole nother way. Just don't harm yourself. If it's over a boy, especially, do not harm yourself over some dumb ass shit. You will find someone better that's going to love you and appreciate you, and you're not even going to care. So don't harm yourself over anything really petty or even major, because you're going to get through it somehow. You're going to figure out what's good for you and what you need to do, and you're going to be fine. So do not harm yourself, do not kill yourself, don't do anything to yourself, because at the end of the day, you're just hurting yourself and making things worse. Number three, find a person to talk to. Now, everybody deals with things differently. When I'm feeling sad and depressed, I don't really want to talk to people. I kind of just keep it all in. Do not do that. That is a really bad idea because all you're going to do is think about it constantly when you could be talking to someone about it and hearing their advice. Some people don't have anybody to talk to, and if you're in school and you feel like your family's not going to listen to you, I would recommend the counselors at the school. If you guys don't have a counselor, you can always go online and find people that are willing to talk to you for free. They have like little hotlines and stuff. But I would rather people not be by themselves because that's just not going to help anything at all. Like, I have a friend right now that is such a good person and talks to me every day and tells me to just talk to him and let everything out, and I really appreciate him for that because a lot of the times nobody wants to hear it, like guy-wise. My family listens to me, but sometimes you need the male energy to listen to you and feel like they got you. So I really appreciate him for that. So sometimes you just need to talk to somebody other than your family, because sometimes they're not going to want to hear it. So find someone that's positive and you feel like you're comfortable with talking to, and just talk to them and let them know how you're feeling, because you're just holding it in is not going to help it. Number 4, don't be alone. So this kind of goes back to number 3. Being alone in your room all the time when you're depressed does not help. And what I would recommend, if you don't feel like being around a bunch of people, if you don't really want to be out in a positive crowd or whatever, I would recommend you going on YouTube and listening to sermons and deliverance sermons and listening to all types of godly and good kind of things, so your energy starts to get positive. Because if you're just in your room, in your bed crying all the time, and that's another thing, you should always let it out, but you don't want to just be sad in your room all the time. You want to have a positive energy. You can also even look at other people's lives. You can also play on that, play like, you know, my life isn't that bad, you know, I've had this happen, I have that happen, but you know, there's way worse things out there. So I would just recommend, if you don't like going out and don't want to be around a bunch of people, listen to sermons, because those usually help you. And then you can just feel a little bit better and have a way better spirit than you have when you're just kind of sitting in your room being depressed. Okay, and last one, 5, is God. Now, a lot of people don't really believe in God, and I believe in God, but I'm not like I'm not the best Christian ever. But what I would recommend is trying to find Jesus. Like, and I don't want to sound hypocritical because I cuss all the time, but it's better to try to find Jesus than just feeling like, you know what, it's just some guy in the sky, like I don't even care. I feel like Jesus and just God, period, will just help you have a better spirit. If you're praying about it, praying what you can do and what you need done, is better than just kind of just like, whatever, I don't need to talk about it. It's better, if you don't have anybody to talk to God, basically. God is always there. He's just around everywhere. So if you feel like, oh, I can't get through this shit, I'm really struggling, nobody's listening to me, no one understands me, talk to God. And you might feel like he's not even there for you. But at the end of the day, when you look back on stuff that has happened and how your life is improving, you'll be like, wow, God did that. So I would just recommend God, because, you know, God is just always there. So that's really all I have to say about that. I've had a lot of shit happen this year, so I understand if people are going through stuff too, you know, depression, suicide, especially in the Black community, and it's never really talked about. So if you really feel like you are over it and you just don't even care anymore and you just want to end it, do not end it. Just try your best to get through it and talk to someone. I really recommend talking to someone. It's really good. I talk to my mom. She's like on my side all the time, asking me how I feel. It's just a good thing. Just let it all out. Don't hold shit in. Holding shit in is not going to help, and it's just going to drive you crazy and potentially hurt you inside out. So I'm also going to put a suicide hotline in the description box if any of you guys need it or need any kind of help. You know, I'm here to supporting you guys. So thanks so much for watching my video. I hope you guys have way better days and way better weeks and way better year. It's almost 2018, guys, so that's good. Alright, guys, love you guys. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. Bye, guys.